So the Vikings have Morrow back, and he's a pretty consistent kicker.
Well, that kicking game is a key part of the game, especially when you get to that upper echelon. A field goal can really make a difference at a critical time in the game. So let's hope that's a strong point this year for us. And I think Jason Maiden, is he back at the punt?
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah,
yep.
Jason from Carrollton, he's back, and Jason did a good job punting for us. So that looks like the kicking game could be pretty good this year.
All right, we're ready to go. And Morrow will kick it off. Well, the Vikings are out there, and I think that's one of the best looks in the conference. That purple jersey with the orange helmet. And they are jacked up and ready for action as Dan Morrow ready to kick things off and get things going for the Vikings. Morrow out of Hilmer, California, 6 foot, 225-pound senior.
And how picturesque is this, Ken? You look across, nice uniforms, like you said, in that brand new Malcolm Center for Student Life that's just been completed on the Valley campus. It makes this look like such a great complex now.
Well, Morrow will kick it off. The Blue Jays in their white with the blue numerals, the gold helmets. The Vikings in the purple jerseys. A big crowd on hand at Greg Mitchell. The 2014 season is underway. High spinning kick, and this will be taken to the 10-yard line. Across the 15, out to about the 23-yard line. And that's where Tabor will go to work. Good special teams by the Vikings. Returning that kick was Brady Bynum, a freshman defensive back, and that's where this offense will go to work. Simon McKee is the starting quarterback. You know this team likes to run. He rushed for 91 yards last week. He only threw the ball 12 times all last week, so they like to keep it on the ground. They have a stable of running backs. Owen Cole out of Freeport, Florida, Cody Coleman, Ben Biebermeyer, Brandon Johnson, and Marshall McShann will all carry the football. On first down, man goes in motion. McKee will hand it off right up the middle, and a couple of tough yards to the 25-yard line. We'll set that Viking defense when we get a moment carrying the football. Looked like that was Owen Cole. Cole, the 5'9", 205-pound sophomore. He had 85 yards last week. Up front, it's Spencer Ballman at tackle, Kevin Lowe at guard. The center is Matthew Buckman. Andre Watts is the right guard, and Jess Crowley is the tackle. We'll set the Viking defense after this play. It'll be second down and about 6, a gain of 4. Nice gain on first down.
Ty Phillips and Jacob Long, a new linebacker, made the stop on that first play for the Vikes.
There's a lot of movement, should be penalty flags, and here is the pitch to the outside, and that is going to be a first down as they pitch it to Cody Coleman out of Dallas, Texas, but there is a flag down, and I think it was someone on an offensive line moved. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. For the Vikings, Ty Phillips, the All-American defensive end. On the other side is Jordan Peppers. He is a junior college transfer, did not play last year. He's out of Dallas. In the middle, a young freshman, Kyreton Kilgore, getting a start at nose guard. The linebackers are Ricky Williams, Jacob King, Brad Avila, returner, and Larry Toa Hogan from last year. And
they called offsides on us on that penalty, so it's going to be a first down for Tabors. They have the ball out to their own 33-yard line.
Defensive backs, Byron Evans, Michael Barnes, Nate Desimone, and Christian Walker. First down, trips to the right side. They're going to run the option. There's some room for the quarterback to run. And McKee picks up decent yardage out to the 41-yard line.
Brad Avila there on the stop. That was a quarterback option, and he didn't pitch. He kept it. I tell you, Tabor's lining up pretty quickly. They're not taking very much time between plays trying to catch this Viking defense before they can get set up.
It'll be second down. Torrey Gill is lined up wide to the right side when they do want to throw the ball. Second down at about 2. Back to throw. Throwing to the sideline. It's caught. That'll be a first down to midfield. The catch is made by Caden Anderson, and a Kansas native out of Clay Center. But this Tabor offense clicking on all cylinders early on. They have the ball at midfield. It's 1st and 10.
Byron Evans, a senior defensive back out of Chicago, Illinois, there to bump him out of bounds. But it is a first down right at midfield for the Tabor Ball Club as we're just underway.
Send a man in motion, hand it off up the middle. Owens trying to bounce to the outside. He's hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. There was nowhere to go. The Vikings were there. They swarmed him under. I see Ricky Williams was one of the players, and I believe Nate Desimone was there as well. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good defense that time. Ty Phillips was also right there. So the Vikings did a good job as he spun off that tackle, but they had good pursuit and no gain on the play.
Joe, when you play this kind of attack, you have to play fundamental defense, don't you? You can't
really
be
do.
the hero. You have to stay at home.
Stay in your lane, read your keys.
2nd down and 10, one wide receiver, split wide to the right side. They run the option, almost a fumble, but they do get the pitch away, get the corner turn for close to a 1st down to Cody Coleman. Almost a fumble by McKee, but he was able to get the pitch to Coleman, and Coleman turned the corner, picked up 8. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from the Viking 42-yard line.
Great pressure that time by linebacker Ricky Williams. He's the guy that almost forced the fumble, but a nice pitch that time just at the last minute. And like I say, a good gain, and so it's going to be, I think it is enough for a 1st down. The ball's all the way down inside the 40 to about the, it's like about the 38-yard line. So Tabor on the move.
Well, they have a penalty.
Looks like that flag.
That may be a late hit. I don't know, because they marked the ball at the 42, and then whether there's a late hit or whatever, Monty Rowe wants to know on the sideline what the call was. But here come the Blue Jays marching down the field. They've got it at the Viking 27-yard line. That was a 15-yard major penalty. Ball at the 27-yard line for the Blue Jays. Little bit of movement. They hand it off to Owens. He's hit hard at the 26-yard line. Gain of maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up.
The old veteran senior linebacker Brad Avila out of Merced, California, there in the hole to stand the back up. So a short gain on the play. Let's call it a gain of 2. 2nd down and about 8 for Tabor. 11:46 to go in the 1st quarter.
Looks like McKee is calling the play at the line of scrimmage as he walks behind the lineman. Really an offset line here. You have everyone stacked up on the left side. They want to run a big sweep going that way. The Vikings get there, and they stop that for very little gain as they get inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, and Cody Coleman loses his helmet. It'll be 3rd down at about 7. They had a guard and tackle in center, and then everybody else lined up on the left side, and they ran that way to the short side of the field and picked up just a couple of yards. 3rd down and 7, big play.
Ricky Williams and then Christian Walker, sophomore defensive back there to make that last stop. Good pursuit by the Vikes on defense that time, so a huge 3rd down play here with 11:18 to go in the 1st quarter.
An impressive drive so far by Tabor, as McKee will go under center. Now he may be changing the play as he barks out to his wide receivers who are lined up to the right. Long count, turns, hands it off. Not much there. Now they're going to pitch the ball. The Vikings did not get there in time. They faked the handoff up the middle, pitched the ball for the 1st down, and this drive continues to the 15-yard line. They rocked Owen Cole, but he didn't have the ball. They pulled it out, pitched it, and it's 1st and 10 at the 15, and here come the Blue Jays quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Great play by McKee, good ball fake, and Owen Cole limping after that play, and he's the key running back, so let's see what his status is.
But a big gain there for 1st down. Tabor started this drive their own 23, and they have just marched down the field. They pitch it again, a lot of room to run to the 15, to the 10, and finally run out of bounds at about the 9-yard line. And that play will get the Blue Jays at the 8-yard line. And boy, Joe, right now, everything they're doing is working, and the Vikings are allowing them to get to the corner.
Well, that's about the 4th option play they've run, and all 4 times they've gotten big chunks of yardages. McKee doing a good job reading that defensive end, getting Cole outside, and boy, Tabor looks like, I see why they don't pass the ball that much if they can run like this.
And they are eating up time. 10:16 to go in the 1st quarter on the opening drive. It is 2nd down at about 4 from the 9-yard line. McKee is a senior quarterback, and he'll turn. They'll hand it off up the middle and get to the 5. Be very close to a 1st down as, again, handed off to Owen Cole, the 205-pound sophomore. Be just shy of the 1st down, I think. Be 3rd down and about a yard. They're not going to measure.
Kyroton Kilgore, he's a 285-pound freshman. He was on the bottom of that pile for the Viking stop.
Here's McKee. Now there's a lot of movement. They throw the fade, and that is incomplete, but I think the Vikings jumped.
As a flag, either somebody moved or the Vikings jumped. We'll just have to see.
The hard count, a couple of the Viking defenders may have jumped. They tried to throw it. The pass was incomplete, intended for Torrey Gill.
Yeah, it's going to be against the Vikings.
Yeah.
They're going to walk towards the goal line, it looks like.
So it'll be first and goal at about the 3-yard line. What a drive to start the season, or to start this game by this Tabor ball club. They have been impressive. Vikings with a big penalty across the way. It may have been a late hit. And now they've had 2 offside penalties. It's first and goal from inside the 5. As Simon McKee sends a man in motion. They hand it off. Oh, nice little reverse touchdown. Boy, what a great play. And what an impressive drive that was. Wow. I mean, the Blue Jays just marched down the field. Cody Coleman gets the score, and Vikings had no answer for that drive.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. They started about their own 25, didn't they? So that was about a 75-yard drive, and I didn't count the plays, but I bet that was about a 16 play drive, and really ran the ball very effectively. And we haven't seen too many teams the last few years that can do that against this Viking defense.
Man, that was impressive. Extra point coming by Jared Slavens. Ball is down. Kick is on the way. It's up and it's through. And a big crowd here and a quiet crowd. 9:30 to go in the first half and a 78-yard drive by the Blue Jays, and they go on top 7-0 on the Viking Sports Network.
It's that time of year again, time for Missouri Valley College Viking Stampede Rodeo. Cheer on Missouri Valley's cowgirls and cowboys as they compete against collegiate rodeo teams from across the country. The Viking Stampede is set for September the 25th through the 27th at the Saline County Fairgrounds. Tickets can be purchased at the gate and are $10 for adults and $5 for students. Kids 5 and under are free. Don't miss your chance to see MVC's rodeo team compete in its only home event of the season, September the 25th through the 27th.
That was an impressive drive by the Tabor Blue Jays, and it culminates in a 3-yard touchdown run by Cody Coleman. Well, the Vikings will get it for the first time. Christian Walker will go back deep along with Jarrell Davis to receive this kick. And let's see if they will kick it deep. Last week, Tabor rushed for 397 yards. Joe, and I can see why. That was impressive.
You know, the best thing to do when a team puts a nice drive like that together is score on them as quick as you can. Take that wind out of their sails. But they're rolling right now.
They are rolling. All right, here comes the Slavens to kick it off. Christian Walker back deep along with the speedster Jarrell Davis. 7-0 Tabor. We're in the first quarter. Here's the kick. It's high and it's short. And Davis is going to come up, grab it at the 12. Brings it back to the middle of the field. He's to the 15, looks for room. He's to the 20, to the 30, hurdles a tackler, turns the corner, 35, stays on his feet all the way out to the 40-yard line. Jarrell Davis changed from number 7 to number 10 this year and didn't slow him down at all. Nice return, takes it all the way across field. Vikes have it at the 40-yard line.
I think when you talk about big playmakers, Jarrell Davis will probably be the first name that comes up. We've got a lot of good offensive weapons, but he's got the speed, he's got the shiftiness, a lot of things where he can break that big play at any time. And nice return to get that out to the 41-yard line to give the Vikes good field position on their first possession, not only of this game, but of the season.
Bruce Reyes, the quarterback, the senior out of Beaumont, Texas, a 4-year starter. He has Elliott Hawkins, a transfer out of Missouri Southern, lined up to his right. And he gets the first handoff of the day and goes up for 4 yards to the 44-yard line. Elliott Hawkins out of Oklahoma, but went to Missouri Southern and transferred. Nigel Dawes the backup to him, and then Malachi Daniels. Delvon Franklin is the H-back out of Hawk Point, the 5'10", 245-pound junior. Jarrell Davis and a freshman, Dorian Stannard, out of Florida, are the receivers. Here's the screen pass out of the backfield. They give it to Hawkins. He's chugging up that right sideline into Tabor territory across the 45-yard line, and he gets it all the way down to the Tabor 40-yard line. Man, he's a big guy, isn't he? 5'11", 225.
Yeah, he is. He's a good-sized guy, and that was Ben Gardner there to bump him out of bounds. Gardner is a junior linebacker out of Hillsboro, Kansas, but a first down for the Vikes in Tabor territory.
One of our captains is the center, Wolfram. Here's the pass. Oh, and a wide open, but the pass was thrown by him, and that was Stephen Ellefson, who had broken free at the 30, but Bruce gunned it by him, incomplete.
Bruce needed a little bit more air under that one. I don't think he realized Ellefson was as open as he was.
Second down at the 40-yard line. The Vikings now running a little hurry up, down 7-0 here in the first quarter. Blue Jays so blitz. They swing it to the outside. Get it out there to Davis. Jarrell breaks one tackle and then is knocked out of bounds after a quick 2-yard gain down to the 38-yard line. Up front, a very veteran group for the Vikings. Roy Wolfram is the center. Nick Towell and Derek Milhop are the guards. Zach Gibson and Zavon Moore the tackles. Joe Young is the tight end, number 88. And I mentioned the wide receivers, Stenard and Davis. But it is 3rd down and 9, only a gain of a yard there.
Senior Donnell Davis there to make that last stop for Tabor.
Dylan Delk, Dimitri Bowie, James Shepard, and Sean Johnson, the front 4. Now there's a flag thrown.
I think Tabor jumped unless somebody drew him off. It looks like it's going to be an offsides, but we'll just have to see.
Well, that's the indication from Bruce Reyes as he claps his hands. The linebackers are Chad Hale, Ben Gardner, and Wayne Snell. The defensive backs, Donnell Davis, Colin Hodges, Matthew McElroy, and Jason Daughtry.
2 fouls.
2 fouls. Ooh, a personal foul, so they take the offside, but after the flag was thrown, somebody in that little pile in the middle of that scrum, he did something because that's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, tit for tat, the Vikings got one in that last drive that Tabor had, so both teams have had a major personal foul here in the first drives, and that takes the ball all the way down to about the 17-yard line where Vikings have it 1st and 10. They trail 7-0 with 8:12 to go in the first quarter.
Well, I didn't see anything on the replay, but it was somewhere in there, and the official threw another flag. So the Vikes have it inside the 20-yard line of Tabor. On 1st down, straight up the middle, getting to the 15-yard line, and then getting stood up is Elliot Hawkins.
You know, you put Elliot Hawkins, and they list him in this program as 214 pounds, and you've got Delvon Franklin, the fullback, 252. There's some beef in that backfield.
Yeah, there is, and it is 2nd down from the 15-yard line. Vikes have moved it right back down the field. Reyes, plenty of time, looks, turns, gives it to Hawkins out of the backfield, breaks the tackle to the 10, to the 5. He takes it into the corner for a touchdown. He used that size that time to break a couple of tackles, take the pass from Reyes into the end zone, and the Vikings have come right back to score on this Tabor defense.
I think Elliot Hawkins broke about 3 tackles on that pass, just a little screen pass. Good job by Bruce Reyes of surveying the field. Nobody open downfield, so he flipped it out of the backfield to Hawkins, and he did the rest, and a chance to tie this thing up right here.
Well, both teams have had the ball. Both teams have scored. Now let's see if Dan Morrow can tie the football game. Stephen Ellefson holds for this extra point. Ball down. And Morrow boots it up and through. So with 7:33 to go in the first quarter on a beautiful night in Marshall, Missouri, the Vikings and the Blue Jays of Tabor are tied at 7 on the Viking Sports Network.
Shirt Coating Sedalia is the place to go for your painting. They're family-owned and operated and offer powder coating. Powder coating is environmentally friendly, not to mention energy and material efficient. It has fewer appearance differences between horizontally coated surfaces and vertically coated. Plus, powder coatings are solvent-free. See Shirt Coating Sedalia, 1505 North Ohio, or give them a call at 660-827-6666.
Coach Joe, we're in the middle of baseball, ending a baseball season, exciting baseball season, but it's the same thing in football, isn't it? If a team scores 2 or 3 runs on you and you want to come back and get those runs right back, that's just what the Vikings did. Tabor had an impressive drive. Vikes came right back with an impressive drive of their own.
Tabor was pumped up after their touchdown. The crowd was quiet, and the Vikes come back with about a 7-play drive to tie this thing up. And now you hear the drums beating and everybody back on their feet again.
Morrow with the extra point. Tie game. Here's the kick. And this one end over end, and it's going to be taken, I believe, by Jordan Brown. Brown right up the middle. Brown tries to turn the corner. Oh, is he hit hard at the 25-yard line. Bounces back up and ready to go. That was Jordan Brown returning that kick. And Brown is about a 5'11", 180-pound junior. You're listening to KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, and Livestream.com. Glad to have you with us. This broadcast brought to you by Geyer Chemical and Geyer Gas in Houstonia, Bodecker Construction, Malta Bend, Joanne's Restaurant in Marshall, and Missouri Valley College in Marshall.
The Vikings once again have Tabor back at about their 25-yard line, so pretty good coverage on that second kickoff of the night.
Ty Phillips on that defensive line on first down, and they want to hand the ball up the middle, get a couple of yards out to the 30-yard line. Of course, with this offense, you fake that handoff or give it to that fullback about every time you have a man in motion, and a lot of times they'll give it to someone in the slot coming the other way. A lot of things to look for, and that's a nice gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Had a shootout in Atchison today, why not one here? 2nd down, they hand the ball off. Vikings are out there, and they finally get to Ben Biebermeyer, but he picks up a first down. It looks like the Vikes had him stopped, and Biebermeyer able to get away and pick up a first down.
A little misdirection play, an inside handoff right there, and Biebermeyer did what good running backs are supposed to do, keep those feet churning, and turn nothing into a big gain. Now it's a first down. The ball's all the way out to the 38-yard line.
So here they come again. As McKee under center. Turns, hands the ball. Now he's going to keep it, and he'll pitch it late. Ball is fumbled, and I believe it is going to be recovered by the Blue Jays. That ball was loose on the turf for a little while, and Brandon Johnson able to fall on it, but way back at the 33-yard line. That's a loss of about 5. It'll be, or 6. It'll be 2nd down and 16.
Much better job by the Vikings on the option that time. During that first series, Tabor turned that corner almost every time they ran the option. That time the Vikes had great pursuit and caused that fumble, that big loss of 6 yards.
So let's see if they'll keep it on the ground or go to the air. On the 2nd down play, they want to keep it on the ground, and the Vikings stop that. Biebermeyer gets to the 35, running to the right, picks up a yard. It'll be 3rd and 15. 7-7 ball game, 5:41 to go in the first quarter.
Jacob King, the linebacker, we've mentioned his name a couple times. He's a junior out of Blue Springs, Missouri, there to make that stop for the Vikings. So a big 3rd down play, 3rd and about 14 for Tabor. Ball on their own, right on their own 35-yard line.
Marshall McShann in that backfield. Under center, McKee wants to throw. Looks to the sideline, throws, completes it well shy of the first down. He got it to Biebermeyer, but he slipped as he tried to make the cut. Good coverage on the play by the Vikings, and leading that coverage was Byron Evans. So the Vikings have forced the punt, and back deep, Jarrell Davis.
And we mentioned Evans a minute ago. He's a senior out of Chicago, Illinois. I'm sure he's a transfer from somewhere, but he had good coverage there on Biebermeyer that time. Biebermeyer lost his footing, so Tabor is going to have the first punt of the game. As they'll kick it away to, is that Jarrell Davis standing back deep?
Yep, that's Trey Geiger, 6-foot freshman out of Olathe, waits for the snap. Good snap, rushes on, he gets it away. Vikes stay away,
kick.
nice high kick. Grabbed by Jarrell Davis, makes the first man miss, looks for room. He gets to the 29, and down he goes. A nice, sure tackle was made there by Skylar Valencia. But the Vikings will take over at their own 29-yard line.
That's a nice punt that time by Krieger. The Vikes had a good rush on, almost got to him, but he had a nice spiral that got down there, and good coverage as Davis not able to get very far on that punt return. So Vikings will set up shop for the 2nd time this afternoon. They'll be at their own 29-yard line. We're tied at 7 with 4:34 to go in the first quarter.
I think I gave that tackle to Valencia. It should have been Matt McElroy who made the tackle on that special team. For the Vikes have it, first down at the 29-yard line, their own 29. Reyes now will work out of the pistol, and Nigel Daw, young man out of Beaumont, is in the backfield. Good pocket holds, throw over the middle. Oh, and he just underthrows Jarrell Davis. Jarrell making his cut at midfield, and the pass skipped at the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up. But, Joe, it looks like, at least early on, the offensive line is holding up, and it looks like our receivers are getting some space.
Well, that time Bruce Reyes looked right, then looked left, and looked down the middle. So that offensive line did a good job, just an incomplete pass.
Tied up at 7 midway through the first quarter. On first down, Reyes has everyone check the play on those wristbands. And they want to run the ball, running a sweep. Nigel Daw almost broke a tackle, gets across the 30, out to the 32-yard, again, that is Elliot Hawkins. Daw was in the last play, Hawkins in this time. And he gets a couple of yards out to the 33-yard line, but it'll be 3rd and 7.
junior linebacker Ben Gardner there to make that last stop for Tabor. So a big third down play here for the Vikes.
Mikal Johnson goes into the slot. Ellefson wide to the left side. In the backfield is Hawkins. On a third down and about 8. Play clock down to 10. Reyes waits the snap. Takes it. Play action. He rolls. He's got room. He throws sideline. A diving attempt was made, but it's incomplete. So far, Joe, Bruce is short hopping his receivers because it looked like Ellefson was open there, but pass just a little underthrown. The Vikings will have to punt for the first time.
Well, you know, Bruce Reyes kind of looked a la Peyton Manning that time. Came up to the line, started pointing in different directions, making changes. You hope he'll exert that kind of leadership because he's got that experience to sometimes see things in the defense where a change has to be made.
Jason Maiden, his first punt of the year. Back
Jason
deep.
out of Carrollton.
Jordan Brown. Last year, Maiden 38.5 yards a punt. Low snap. Gets it. Puts it away. Nice high spiral. Brown does not make the fair catch. He tries to take off with it. He probably should have called for the fair catch because he was steamrolled at the 32-yard line. Good coverage by the Vikings special team.
Yeah, that was Malachi Daniels. Malachi, a guy that carried the ball quite a bit last year, but he was on the special teams that time down there to make that stop for the Vikings. So Malachi can not only carry the ball, he can tackle pretty well also.
So it's first down at the 27-yard line. Both teams have had a touchdown and a punt. 3:33 to go here in the first quarter. 7-7 Tabor and the Vikings. On the Viking Sports Network, McKee, very impressive the way he runs this offense. Long count. Trying to get the Vikings to jump. Now he's going to take a look. Play clock is down to 4, down to 3. And he will snap it right at the 0 mark on the play clock. Hands it off to Owens, who is buried right, Owen Cole, who's buried right at the line of scrimmage.
And I think that was Brad Wolf, the big 6'4", 233-pound sophomore out of Bolivar there to wrestle Owens to the ground. So pretty good defense by the Vikes. A very short gain of only 1. Second down and 9 Tabor. 3:08 to go in the quarter. We're tied at 7.
Brad played a lot of football for this team last year. Second down. Man goes in motion. Here's the rollout to the left. Here's the pass to the left, and the receiver is open, and that's going to be a first down across the 40-yard line. Nice misdirection, and once again the Vikings had a linebacker trying to cover a wide receiver, and Adrian Polk was able to make the catch, the tight end, and come up the sideline for a first down at the 41-yard line. He's out of Abilene, Kansas.
Brad Avila was that linebacker in coverage, but just couldn't quite keep up with the quick Polk, and Polk got a step on him and picked up a pretty good game.
First down at the 41-yard line. The man goes in motion. The Vikings coming after the quarterback. Looked like a hold, no call. Now he's going to have to throw it away as McKee was under a lot of pressure back at the 30-yard line.
That was Carlton Kilgore, the 285-pound freshman out of Florissant. He was a guy with the pressure that time, and Carlton looks like he runs pretty well for a big guy, doesn't he?
I think they might have missed a little bit. As I saw him go toward the quarterback, I saw a shoulder pad. Someone had a hold of that jersey, but he still got to the quarterback. Incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10 from the 41-yard line. 7-7, late first quarter. In the Heart of America Conference, KCAC showdown. Now they bounce it to the outside. Vikings are there, and they stop that play for a gain of about 3 yards or so. As they gave it off to Owen Cole, he bounced to the outside. Vikes were there to make the play. It's going to make third down and about 6.
That was freshman defensive back Terrence Hollins-White, a freshman out of St. Louis, there to make that stop for the Vikes. So the ball right on Tabor's 45-yard line, third down and 6. Big third down play here.
Big third down play for the Vikes. They want to get the ball back. Beautiful evening. Wind really not a factor here. One wide receiver out to the right side. On a third down and about 6. McKee may be switching the play. He sends a man in motion. He's going to keep it. He's got the first down and more. Everyone was accounted for except the quarterback. And McKee kept it on the option. Gets the first down to the Viking 47-yard line.
White and Michael Barnes there to make the stop for the Vikes. Boy, McKee he's a shifty runner. He does a very good job on that option of reading the defense and takes the ball into Viking territory at the 47, 1st and 10, Tabor.
1st and 10. And boy, they take a lot of time off that clock. On the first down, he keeps it, pitches it late. Vikings are there for stop it, but it's still about a 4-yard gain as Ben Biebermeyer takes the pitch just as McKee was hit on the short side of the field, the Viking side. He still picks up about 4 yards before the Vikes can bring him down.
Jacob King there to slow the back down, then Avila finishes him off. But as you said, a pretty good gain on the play, gain of 4. And that's not bad on first down as they get the ball down inside the 45 to about the 43. Vike defense needs to stiffen here.
And the final minute of the first quarter, 7-7 ball game. 2nd and about 6. McKee, again, man in motion. McKee wants to throw. He is sacked back at the original line of scrimmage, which is the Viking 47-yard line, and making the play, Ricky Williams.
Yeah, Ricky's a starting linebacker this year, played sparingly last year, did get some time at linebacker. He shot the gap that time and got to McKee pretty quickly. And, Ken, I think you got to keep pressure on him. Yeah. He's a very shifty runner. You can't let him get going.
And that may have, well, let's see, they may run one more play here in the quarter. They about have to, as there's 16 seconds to go. Third down and 10 for the Viking 48-yard line after the sack by Williams. McKee will work out of the pistol this time. Takes a high snap. He's going to run it up the middle. Gets a first down. Wow. And that was a planned play, and the Vikings didn't have an answer for it. He just took the snap, was going to run it all the way, and runs it up to the 35-yard line, picks up a first down, and that probably is the end of the first quarter. The Vikings haven't had someone run on them like this in a long, long time, and this Tabor team looks good. We're tied at 7 on the Viking Sports Network.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to your financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Diane Dudenhofer. A job loss, change in health, or loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Stop by our office at 170 West Court Street for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Tabor, the Vikings had him 3rd and 10 after the sack, but they allowed McKee to get away. And he picks up the first down. Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin, Culligan of West Central Missouri, Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service of Marshall, and ConAgra of Marshall. Pleased to bring you this broadcast of Missouri Valley College football on KMMO, Stretch Internet, and Livestream.com.
You know, Ken and Charlie Guthrie, the PA announcer, just made an announcement between quarters. As you look down in the stands, there's a very familiar face missing. Marvin Juicy Sprigg, who was a longtime Viking supporter for many years, sat right below us here and normally gave us advice and had some advice for the players during the games. But Marvin Juicy passed away this past July, and he was a very good football player for the Vikings, and I believe he kept the score clock here on a volunteer basis for over 25 years.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy. That's first down at the 35-yard line. Excellent job by McKee to keep this drive alive. Now they get a fresh set of downs, moving deep into Viking territory. McKee will turn, hand it off. Oh, they're going to give it off to the fullback, and not much there. The Vikings pretty much have that play stopped. Owen Cole up the middle, and a little slow getting up, gained a yard. It'll be 2nd down, but McKee is such a shifty runner. Tough to see where he's going.
And no gain. Take 3 guesses who was on the bottom of that pile that time.
Big number 45.
Ty Phillips right there to blow it up. So very short gain. Let's call it 2nd down and a long 9.
McKee, they move from north to south, if you will, on this field. And he rolls to his right, throws it that way, he completes it for gain inside the 30 to the 27-yard line to Caden Anderson. It'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, King was there, Brad Wolf was there, so pretty good pursuit by the Vikings that time. 3rd down and short.
And quickly, they're back up to the line. Man goes in motion. Now they'll slow things down a little bit and bring Coleman back, and they'll split the backs, Coleman and Cole. Actually, Coleman will go as almost a wing on the left side there in this offense. 3rd and about 2. Again, McKee keeps it, gets the first down. He fakes the handoff and just finds a little seam. Wow. Yeah. He had 91 yards rushing last week, and he's having quite a first half here, and it's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Nice job of blocking that time on the left side of that Tabor line as they opened up a nice hole for McKee just to find a little crease and crash in for that first down.
First down right at the Viking 20-yard line. Tabor trying to regain the lead in this Heart of America Conference KCAC showdown. McKee on first down will hand it off, and once again the Vikings stop that play. Owen Coles must be thinking everything else is working. Why isn't this? Because he is really having some tough running inside.
Yeah, then once again Ty Phillips was there along with Muyad Maxwell, a 250-pound junior defensive lineman out of Kansas City. So once again a very short gain, right where we were the last series of downs, 2nd down and long.
And the backs are split behind McKee. Senior quarterback out of Halstead, Kansas. Turns, wants to keep it. He makes one Viking miss, and he'll be inside the 10. Ball is fumbled. The Vikings come up with it. McKee made a couple of Vikings miss, got to the 10, but as he was going down, he fumbled the ball. Now, wait a minute. Are they going to give it to him? Yes. I saw an official back at about the 9 thinking he might have had a knee down, but no, the Vikings recover at their own 1-yard line as McKee coughed it up.
I think that was Terrence Hollins-White that recovered that fumble. There were quite a few guys around the ball, so I couldn't tell, but Vikes get a huge break right now as they Tabor on the drive, and the Vikes stop them. So with 12:27 to go in the first half, tied at 7, Vikes get it back, but the bad news they've got it on their own 1-yard line.
Now, Tabor's fumbled the ball twice. They regained one and then lost this one.
Well, and they had a big gain that time. McKee was down, I think, inside. I know he was inside the 15, pretty close to the 10-yard line when that ball popped free.
That's when I saw that official. I thought, wow, we're going to have him down at the 9, but not the case. Kent Young, another tight end, checks in. So the Vikings just going to try to wedge this thing out of here at the 1-yard line. Delvon Franklin goes in motion. They'll hand it off to Hawkins, and he got out of the end zone, but barely. Now they're
signaling safety. I think he got out, but I'm not sure.
No, he got out the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
You might have to throw it out of here, Joe. I just don't think you're going to run it up the middle.
Well, you throw a little quick pass. You don't want to do anything too risky, but now wholesale substitutions for the Vikes on offense is a whole host of new players come into the lineup.
Ball at the 1-yard line. Vikings recover the fumble. Second down and 10.
In one of those wide receiver spots.
3 wide receivers off to the left side, so the Vikes are going to look like they're going to throw it out of here. At least that's the indication, as they will. And that ball is caught, but no gain. And they'll get it at the 2-yard line. Boy, this defense has really rocked receiver. That was Nigel Daw out of the backfield, and there just wasn't anything there. He made the catch, picked up maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
I tell you, Nigel lucky he held on to the ball that time. That was a big hit. He was circling out of the backfield, got hit immediately. And boy, now coming into the Tabor lineup, I saw some guy over there.
Oh my goodness!
Trying to get that number.
He's a large man.
Yes, he was. He got off the field pretty quickly, so I didn't get his number.
All right, so it's 3rd down. Let's see if the Vikes will just wedge it out of here and try to punt it, or if they're going to try to throw again from the 1-yard line. And Bruce is going to throw it. Launches it downfield, and he had a receiver. The flag is thrown. I think we're going to get a holding call.
That was
your freshman. Yep. That was Darian Stenard, the freshman, the speedster, and he took off downfield. Pass was overthrown, but was he held?
Well, give the offensive line credit one more time. They gave Bruce Reyes plenty of time to throw. Bruce standing right on the back of the end zone that time, had time to launch it down the right sideline and just overthrew Stenard, but they're either going to call defensive holding or pass interference, I think, but the officials are huddled right now around the 20-yard line.
Now they're going to make a call. Let's listen. I didn't hear what the penalty was.
I think he said interference, but I'm not sure. I think it's a 15-yard penalty nonetheless. Yeah.
Huge penalty, and if I can see Mike Gardner across the way. Mike's not too happy. That is a huge, huge penalty. Instead of punting from the 1, Vikings have a first down out at the 16-yard line.
Need to take advantage of it right now.
Get out of that pistol set. Reyes wants to run it. Bruce gets across the 20, fumbled the ball, and it looks like Tabor has it.
Yep, I think they do, and I think that was number 9. That was Matt McElroy, the senior, that pounced on that loose ball. So, boy, the Vikes get a break. They get it out of their end zone and then give it right back to the Blue Jays.
I think that was Reyes carrying the ball, I think.
I think it was, too. I think Bruce kind of a misdirection, faked the handoff and tried to take it off the right side. I couldn't see who made the tackle, but Tabor gets it back with good field position inside the 20 at about the 18.
So it's first down at the 18-yard line. Now this Viking defense will have to go to work. Both teams have turned it over deep in this end of the field. Vikings got a big break with that penalty and then fumble the ball away. Now the officials stop play. We're at 11:27 to go in the first half. We're tied at 7, and a timeout is taken by the Vikings. They want to talk it over defensively. We're back in 30 seconds. Viking Sports Network.
Kubota MGX Series midsize utility tractors work circles around the competition, and the proof is at Marshall Service Company in Marshall. Stop in and get behind the wheel of the Kubota M128GX or M135GX, both fully loaded with a powerful Kubota diesel engine, smooth IntelliShift transmission, and the largest Kubota cab ever. It's the best midsize utility tractor you can buy, and the proof is in the test drive. Schedule your demo today at Marshall Service Company, 1714 Commerce in Marshall.
Monty Rowe taking that timeout, wanting to talk to his defense. We get a note here on the live stream chat that for Tabor, there, I believe it's their Adrian Polk is the son of Viking wide receiver Michael Polk, who played in the 80s. So, young man for Tabor playing out there, whose dad played for the Vikings in the 80s.
And Polk looks like a pretty good receiver.
First down at the 19 after the fumble by Bruce Reyes. So the Vikes got a break, couldn't do anything with it. Now the Vikings have taken a timeout. McKee trying to give Tabor the lead again. The Viking offense is huddled down on the sideline. First down for McKee. He'll hand it off. Vikings are there, and they scratch and claw and finally pull down Marshall McShann.
Vikes have done a pretty good job of stopping that first of the triple option, that fullback handoff. They've gotten in the middle and stopped that play several times. That's a gain of about 3 that time, so let's call it second down and 7.
But the guy that's been tough to stop is McKee. Second down. Man goes in motion. McKee takes it. Now he's going to pitch it, and the Vikings do a better job. They stop that play at about the 12-yard line as Biebermeyer got out there. Avila, one of the tacklers, in on the play. And it is going to be third down. And let's see, third down and about 10 or 11.
We need to stop. Tabor should be in field goal range right now, but let's stop them. Let's don't let them have a first down.
You better watch number 5, McKee. McKee turns, run a reverse. Biebermeyer gets a first down at the 5-yard line. They fake all the action to the right, give it back to Biebermeyer coming back to the left. No one stayed at home on that right side defensively, and it's first and goal at the 5.
I think the Vikes thought that was going to be an option to the right side that time. McKee made a good ball fake, then Biebermeyer just came back against the grade, and he's a good hard runner. They list him as a junior at 185 pounds, and he picks up that first down. It's first and goal at about the, let's call it the 5.
7-7 ball game, but the Blue Jays threatening to regain the lead. Ball's at the 5-yard line.
Look at that line, only one lineman to the right of the center.
And that's the way they go. And getting down to the 2 is McKee. Yeah, they had one lineman in the center and everybody else on the left side. That's the way they went. McKee still got it down to the 2-yard line.
Kilgore there to make the stop for the Vikes. Nice stop, and it's, like you say, inside the 2, right around the 1.5.
McKee sends a man in motion. Second and goal. Clock down to 9:38. First half, 7-7. McKee straight ahead. You don't think he got in. It'll be third down. He had a couple of linemen pushing him.
Yeah.
He didn't get in.
That looked like an old tug-of-war game right there, but instead of pulling, both sides were pushing.
One of those trying to give him a shove was looked like number 57, Brandon Rooker.
Has a little tackle around play. Tackle come around behind the quarterback and try to shove him into the end zone.
They may be in two. That ball is almost touching the goal line.
Yeah, it's close. The Vikes we need a penalty, a motion penalty right here.
Third down and goal from, well, about 4 inches away. McKee sends a man in motion, hands it off. They hurdle over the top and into the end zone, I believe. Touchdown.
Yeah, I think that
Marshall
was
McShann.
McShann, yep.
So the Viking turnover, the fumble by Bruce Reyes, turns into a touchdown, and it's 13-7 as the Blue Jays go back on top. 1 yard run.
They've really been impressed with this running game of Tabor. They do a great job. Good ball faking and a good job running that option. That's the second impressive drive they've had here in the first half.
Slavens will attempt to make it a 14-7 ball game. Holding is Brandon Johnson. Vikings were offside. Kicks on the way. It's up and it's good. There's a flag down. The Vikings were offside, so let's see if they just go ahead and take the point. Well, they may look at this, and if it's closer, they may go for it.
Could go for two, take that ball half the distance and go.
They're going to take it. They're going to take the point.
Usually it's the safe bet to go ahead and take the points, especially early in the game like this.
14-7, Tabor with the lead. 8:46 to go, first half on the Viking Sports Network.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or trade your firearms? Then come to A&J Guns. We're your one-stop shop for all your firearm needs. Choose from Benelli, Stoger, Black Rain Ordnance, Glock, and more. Come to A&J Guns, 5 miles east of Marshall in the Clemens Pool and Spa Building. Call 886-4666. Wanting to get your concealed and carry permit? Then sign up at A&J Guns. We have monthly classes. A&J Guns will provide everything you need. Group discounts are also available. So protect yourself and your family. Get your concealed and carry permit today. Call A&J Guns at 886-4666.
Tabor with a lead, 14-7 in the Heart of America Conference KCAC shootout. Again, earlier today, Culver knocked off St. Mary's. Benedictine lost to Ottawa. Graceland defeated Bethany. Broadcast brought to you by Lacrosse Lumber Marshall, Stonehenge Golf Club Marshall, dental offices of Ronald Hinton in Sedalia and Sweet Springs, and Surecoat in Sedalia. Avila defeated Bethel 41-24. And Mid-America over McPherson 17-7 early second quarter. Baker leads Sterling 10-7 early second quarter. Well, let's see if Jarrell Davis or Christian Walker can get the Vikes another nice kick return as we had earlier.
Short kick.
And this one's going to go over and going to be taken by Walker. Walker across the 20. Walker to the 30. Walker to the 40. And he's tripped up at the 48-yard line. Wow. Christian Walker. Boy, that was north to south or south to north running, wasn't it, Joe? There was no hesitation there by the young man. And a good return by Christian Walker.
Yeah, Christian is a sophomore out of Kansas City, and that tackle there was made by Donnell Davis, senior. And that could have been a touchdown-saving tackle as Walker hit that seam, found a hole, and was about 2 strides away from taking that one to the house.
Christian Walker, a mass communication student.
Second time that the Viking kickoff return unit has given the offense great field position.
Well, now Bruce and this offense has to take advantage of that. Ball at the 45-yard line. The lights have not taken effect here yet. On the first down handoff, a very tough yard for Elliott Hawkins. It'll be second down.
Yeah, Elliott tried to dance into the hole that time, and nice job by that Tabor defense of closing that opening up, and it'll be very short gain on the play.
Second down at about 9, 14-7, Tabor with a lead. We are down to the 8:17 mark of the first half. Reyes takes the handoff. They want to run it again. And again, nothing there. It'll be third down and 8. As the Vikings try to run right up the middle, and this Tabor defense saying, no way. 3rd and 8 coming up. Jarrell Davis comes in with a play.
Yeah, the offensive line has not been able to move that DL of Tabor the last couple plays. Anyways, they stuffed that one. That's a gain of maybe a couple on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and 8 for the Vikings. Ball just shy of midfield. 7:43 to go in the half. Vikes trail by a touchdown.
Hawkins stays in the game as the running back. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Reyes takes the snap. Rush is coming. Pocket holds. Now he takes off. Runs to his left. Going to keep the ball. And he is hit. No gain. Nobody was open, and he took off. And, boy, this Tabor defense now is coming to life. And Vikings 2 running plays right up the middle and a quarterback option to the outside, and 3 and out, and they'll have to punt, and Tabor's getting all the momentum in this football game.
Nice tackle that time by junior Derek Lawrence. He is a junior, a 230-pounder out of Houston, Texas, so pretty impressive defensive stand. Now the Vikes, Jason Maiden will stand back at about his own 32-yard line and kick it away to the Blue Jays with just under 7 minutes to play.
That'll be a big series coming up for the defense. Maiden waits, young man from Carrollton. High spiral, Brown comes up, makes the catch, fumbled the ball and got it back, I think, or did he?
I don't know.
There's a scramble for it. Brown's in there. There's a big pile up. Who's got the football? Brown had it for a moment. They're still pulling people off the pile. Brown fumbled it, and the Vikings have it. Brown never got control of it.
Michael Barnes comes up the bottom of the pile with the ball, so the veteran makes another big play for the Vikings.
Boy, that was huge. If the Vikings were there, and Brown, Joe, I was surprised he didn't call for a fair catch because the Vikes were there, and he tried to catch it, fumbled the ball, and you're right. Michael Barnes, young man out of Beaumont, made the stop. Vikings have it. That's just like a big pass play. That's first down at the 12-yard line.
Now we need to take advantage of this right here. Down by a touchdown with 6.5 to go. Let's punch this thing in and tie this thing back up again.
This game made possible by Frank's Appliance, Sturhan Jewelers, Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and Marceline Manor, all in Marshall. First down at the 12-yard line. Hand it off. Running that sweep. Nothing there. Trying to run that sweep to the left side, and McElroy comes up and makes the tackle on Hawkins.
Well, McElroy, defensive back, so he got up into that hole quickly, and he hit Hawkins right around the line of scrimmage. In fact, let's call that a loss of a yard on the play. So pretty good pursuit that time by the D-back for Tabor.
It is second down. And there's actually a loss of a yard on the play. Second down and 13. Vikes got a fumble on the punt. Can they get it into the end zone? Reyes wants to throw. He throws it. It's intercepted. A poorly thrown ball intercepted, and Bruce Reyes now has a fumble and a pass interception, and Tabor takes it right back.
And give Mikael Johnson credit. That could have been a pick six if Mikael hadn't made that ankle tackle at about the 20-yard line. But, boy, the Vikes get a huge break, get a fumble, and turn that ball right back over to the Blue Jays.
And that pass was thrown right to the defender.
I don't think Bruce saw that defender.
Oof. So the Vikes can't take advantage of the break. The second turnover of the first half. They're down 14-7, 5:52 to go. And here come the Blue Jays again. McKee on first down at the 25-yard line, hands it off. Now he's going to keep it. He's got some room. And now he's going to pitch it late to the 35-yard line all the way out to the 40. This team has all the momentum right now.
That was
Cody
a picture.
Coleman.
That was a picture book example of how to run the option. McKee kept it, pitched it at the last minute. Kobe Lowe, freshman defensive back out of Bellflower, California, there to bump the back out of bounds, but not till he gets the ball out to the 40-yard line. So almost, what about a 22-yard pickup?
Yep.
It's 1st and 10 for Tabor.
And they are marching down the field again. That huge interception. So it's 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Back to throw. McKay rushes on. He's got room. Now he's going to throw it out of bounds. He threw it past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds to avoid the rush, and he was out of the tackle box, if you will, so that's no grounding. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Ty Phillips and Brad Avila with the defensive pressure for the Vikings that time, and McKee had nowhere to go, so he wisely tossed it out of bounds, 2nd and 10.
At halftime, we'll visit with Athletic Director Tom Pfeiffer and also the president, Missouri Valley College, Bonnie Humphreys. So we'll visit with those two at the half. 14-7 Tabor, and the visitors are controlling this football game. 2nd and 10 from their own 40-yard line. McKee turns, hands it off. Ty Phillips pulls Owen Cole down from behind for a loss of 2.
That was a one-handed, left-handed tackle that time by Ty Phillips. Not too many people have the ability to make that kind of play. He was lying on the ground, reached up with that big left paw and pulled the back down for a loss of 2.
Remember, we saw him make a tackle for a loss last year when someone was holding his jersey.
Yeah, I know it.
And he was on the ground and still reached up and made the tackle.
He is definitely a beast out there on that defensive line.
Well, big third down play coming up here. Third down and about 11 from the 39-yard line. Ball right in the center of the field for McKee. He pulls it down, takes off, has a first down and more. The Vikings have no answer for him. And he takes it all the way to the Viking 47-yard line, another first down. He has to be close to 100 yards rushing already in the first half.
I would guess that Tabor probably has about 100, but it looks like maybe he's banged up. McKee's down. He's slow to get up right now as he took a pretty good hit that time.
But, boy, has he been something else.
Yes, he has.
This broadcast brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance Agents Justin Schuster and Jamie Gorl and Marshall. Central Missouri Glass in Boonville, Mexico Lindo and Marshall, and A&J Salvage and Scrapyard in Higginsville. KMMO Marshall, livestream.com, and Stretch Internet. But, boy, you hate to see this. A fine athlete by Simon McKee, and he is down on the field at the Viking 47-yard line. We'll step aside, take a break, be back in a minute on the Viking Sports Network, 14-7 Tabor.
Hi, this is Albert. Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is having Ram Truck Month. We have made a special purchase of 2014 Rams. We have a large selection with large rebates now through September 15th, like stock number 14039, 2014 Ram 4x4 Quad Cab Hemi, fully loaded, MSRP $37,060. Sell price of $29,987. Wow, don't wait. The Marshall Chrysler family fears. We're the dealer after the sale, so please buckle up and drive safely.
Looking for a car part, or do you have some scrap metal laying around? A&J Salvage and Scrapyard in Higginsville is the place to come. I'm ready to buy all types of scrap metal: aluminum, iron, copper, brass, even cars. People tell me we're the friendliest scrapyard around. So if it's a car part you need or scrap metal you need to sell, give A&J Salvage and Scrapyard in Higginsville a try. Open 7:30 to 5, Monday through Friday, Saturday 7:30 to noon. Stop by or call 1-800-748-7634.
Well, Simon McKee walked off the field. Joe, I think it was an arm. It looked like an arm problem they're working on there.
Yeah, boy, he's a very good runner, and he runs that offense very effectively.
Well, the ball is at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. Looks like Jesse Robbins is in there. Let's check that out. And on first down, they hand it off up the middle, and Owen Cole breaks free to the outside, and he's finally dropped to the Viking 30-yard line. His best run of the game, and I mean Tabor is just chewing up this Viking defense.
Yeah, that was Michael Barnes there to make. That was a touchdown saving tackle by Michael, but not till they get the ball all the way down to the 30-yard line. So Tabor already with a touchdown lead with 4:12 to go in the first half, knocking at the door again. And boy, they piled some yards up on the ground. If they completed maybe a couple of passes, but most of it has been on the ground here in the first half.
And that quarterback is Jesse Robbins. He is out of Savannah, Georgia. He is a freshman. Where's number 16? It's first down at the 30. Runs the option. This time he's hit hard at the 29-yard line. He was looking to pitch the ball to Coleman, but the Viking defenders were there before he could pitch it. So it'll be second down and 9 from the 29-yard line. I'm going to look across the way and see if they're working on Mr. McKee.
Kilgore, Phillips, and Maxwell all there on the stop for the Vikings. So pretty good job of sniffing that option out that time by the Valley defense. So very short gain on the play, second and 9.
McKee is sitting down on the bench.
He's hurt, I think.
Second down.
I hope he's okay.
Robbins will turn, hand it off, and really nowhere to go this time for Owen Cole as he's hit at the 15. It'll be third down and about 6. Clock is moving down to 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, and Avila is there. I think Avila the first man on the stop that time. You can just see a little bit different rhythm in the offense now with Robbins in there at the quarterback. McKee was so smooth, but again, he's on the bench with what we think is some type of arm injury here late in the first half.
Third down, they have to get to the 20-yard line, so we'll call it 3rd and 5 for the Blue Jays, who lead this one 14-7. Under center is Robbins. They run they get it to the outside, get the first down to about the 10-yard line to Cody Coleman. Joe, no one staying home on the ends. There was nobody out there.
As a misdirection play, everything went to the right. They did that a few minutes ago with a lot of success, and that time Coleman came back against the grain, had a clear sailing around that left end, and that's going to take the ball all the way down, looks like to about the 14-yard line. So once again, Tabor already up by 7, knocking on the door with just over 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Well, they can pretty much control the rest of the half as well. Robbins at quarterback from the 14-yard line. Sends a man in motion. Hands it off. Cole spins at the 5. Now he's going to be wrestled down, but he got to about at the 10, I should say. Wrestled down. They're going to give him the 9. It'll be a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 coming up. Ball at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, a pretty good play that time, and I think that tackle was Roy Hale. He's a 240-pound junior out of Riverside, California, but a gain of about 4 on the play.
Vikings, you recall, last year lost at Ottawa to start the season. Ball's at the 10. 2nd down. They will take that play clock down. They will want that ball and score right at the end of the half. Here is the quarterback getting hit hard at the 5-yard line, and he'll go down there. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard. Boy, a good hit on Jesse Robbins, but he held on to the ball. 1:17 to go now in the half.
Kyreton Kilgore, the big defensive lineman there to make that hit for the Vikings, but a big play right now. 3rd down and about 2. Ball right on the 5-yard line with 1:05 left in the half.
Robbins takes a look. Vikings ready there. That defense has been on the field a long, long time. 3rd down, 1 minute to go in the half. Man goes in motion. They hand it up the middle. Touchdown. Owen Cole, and this crowd is stunned as this offense has just ran up and down the field at will. Doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Folks, it is 20-7 Tabor. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and Cole, a fearless runner. He just went right over the top that time, went up in the air and vaulted into the end zone, and that's 3rd different person that scored a touchdown for Tabor. And boy, like you said, they've got a 2-touchdown lead under a minute to play in the half.
And Slavens will attempt the extra point to make it 21-7. That was a big drive late in the half. Extra point is good. And these Blue Jays are up 21-7, and it is as quiet as it can get at Greg Mitchell Field. So the visiting team has come in, and what a half they've put together. We'll be back in 30 seconds, Viking Sports Network.
1.35% APY on a certificate of deposit. That's a number you haven't heard in a while, but you're hearing it now from Community Bank of Marshall. I'm Linda Brewer. Come see me today, and I'll show you the benefits regarding our 18-month CD. Our 18-month CD is currently paying 1.35%. It's a safe, guaranteed investment. However, this rate is very limited time, so come and see Community Bank of Marshall now. Community banking the way it was meant to be. Member FDIC. Remember, 1.35% CD won't last long.
Well, how about that? A touchdown drive led by Jesse Robbins, and it is 21-7. We're down to 48 seconds to go. And it is quiet here and a stunned crowd, and I'm telling you, take nothing. This Tabor team has come in here, Joe, and they've dominated the play.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see at halftime how many yards on the ground they had for the first half. And they haven't really had any big plays. It's just been, you know, nice play after nice play, and they've ground the ball up and down the field 3 times.
Well, let's see if they'll kick this one deep. I didn't think they would. And this one's going to be picked up at the 30. Across the fumble the ball. Ball is loose. It's picked up by Tabor. And they'll have another shot at it. That was another mistake. Zach Fairchild, a fullback, picked up the ball, and Joe probably should have went down. He tried to run with it. They knocked it loose, and here come the Blue Jays. They've got a couple of timeouts left, and they've got the ball at the Viking 21-yard line.
Oh, wow. No, I mean, when you're down 2 touchdowns, you think comeback is certainly in the cards. You get down 3 touchdowns, it's not impossible, but it makes it a steep uphill climb.
Well, they'll have to
get a stop here.
Probably have to throw the ball here. And let's see if McKee is back in. No, Robin's still going to be in there, but another Viking mistake. Yeah, Fairchild picked it up. get in that situation, you get what you can and go down. And he just tried a little extra effort and fumbled the football. So first down at the 21-yard line. Man goes in motion. And here comes Robbins, pitches it late. Vikings are there. They'll surround this for no gain at the 24. In fact, they'll lose yardage. And a timeout has been taken by Mike Gardner.
Yeah, good job by the Vikings. Nate Desamori there on the stop that time. I think he was the first guy to make contact with the Vikes. So the Vikes did a much better job that time of sniffing out that option, and it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. 30 seconds left.
Timeout taken by the Blue Jays. We'd like to thank Coleman Collision, Weber Seeds, Wood and Houston Bank, and Fitzgibbon Hospital out of Marshall for making these broadcasts of Missouri Valley football possible. Don't forget at halftime, Tom Pfeiffer, Athletic Director, Bonnie Humphrey, the president of Missouri Valley College, will join us. Joe will have some high school scores from last night, and we'll have all the statistics for you as well. And after the game, an on-field visit with Coach Paul Trott. I see some of the administration, some of the board members across the way on the outside deck of the Malcolm Center for Student Life, enjoying that beautiful facility, but would like to enjoy this football game a little bit more. But if there's quite a few Blue Jay fans made the trip, and they're having fun.
Well, and this is a good ball club. I mean, they're ranked 8 coming in the preseason poll. The Vikings ranked 7, so you've have to call these teams even Steven, but it's been all Tabor in the first half.
Well, a couple big Viking mistakes have hurt. Now the ball it'll be second down and 12 for Robbins, the young man out of Georgia who's taken over for Simon McKee. Sends a man in motion. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. Little misdirection. Vikings are there again and make the play.
Yeah, good play that time, and that was Christian Walker there. That's that misdirection play. They've had great success running it to the left. That time they tried it to the right, and Walker there to sniff it out. So clock running, 13 seconds left.
And they go right to the line on third down. Hand it off up the middle. I guess getting field goal position here. McShann carried that one down to the 19. They'll stop the clock, 6.9 to go, and come out and try to add a field goal here. It's already 21-7 Tabor here in the first half.
Yeah, Vikes need a block or something right here. You don't want to make this kind of hate to make it a 3-possession game.
And a timeout, of course, taken by Tabor as they want to set up for this field goal attempt. Let's see what Slavens has done on the year. Slavens is 1 for 1. He's only kicked 1 field goal, and that was from 29 yards out. So really not a good test market to see.
This is going to be about a 35-yard field goal. They're going to spot that ball right about the 25, so it'll be a 35-yarder, which is not that long of a kick for a good college kicker.
So the Vikings will go for the block here. Ron Arbella will hold. They're going to mark it on the right hash mark at the 26-yard line. So a 36-yard attempt for Slavens with only 6.9 seconds to go in the half. Now a timeout or a whistle.
Vikes took a timeout maybe to ice the kicker, I think.
Trying to ice the kicker. You have a timeout. Might as well use it. Huh?
You can't take it home with you.
Can't take it with you. So Barry Ray about to talk to his special teams. But an impressive start of this football game anyway for the Blue Jays. You know the Vikes will make a lot of adjustments at half, but so will the Blue Jays. You know, you thought with McKee out of there, Joe, I thought, well, there you go. But give Robbins credit coming off that bench cold, and he led a drive right into the end zone.
Yeah, he did, and he ran basically the same plays that have worked pretty well. The only difference is he didn't keep the ball like McKee has, but that misdirection play worked and a couple of other things. So this Tabor running game, very impressive.
Well, the Vikes have been able to block a few field goals over the years, and they could really use one right here.
How about a block and a scoop and score?
Slavens will attempt the 36-yard attempt, right hash mark. Vikings load up the left side. High snap. Ball down. Kicks on the way. It's up, and it is good. 36-yard field goal with 2.1 seconds. It's now 24-7. The visitors with a big lead and a surprising lead over the Vikings. Vikes will get the ball back, but Joe, there you go. Another mistake. You talk about mistakes. The interception led to a touchdown. The fumble on the kickoff led to 3, and against a good team, they take advantage of those mistakes, and this is a good team.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the Vikings really have not run that many plays. This Tabor offense is a ground ball control type offense, and they eat up a lot of time when they put these drives together.
The Vikes will have the ball to start the second half, but they trail it 24-7. And you know this kick's not going deep. And so they'll roll this one probably like they did the last time. Fairchild picked it up but fumbled it.
We know, and the funny thing is the Vikings drove that ball down the first time they had it with ease.
Oh, yeah.
It's about 7 plays, went the length of the field and scored, but it's been Katie barred the door since then.
It has been all Tabor since then. It was 7-7, but since that time, and we get the stats, I think that time of possession, in a game like this, Joe, I think the time of possession will be a significant factor.
It will, yeah, it will be.
A lot of times it's not, but in this game it will be.
Well, we're going to find out real quickly how good of a come-from-behind team this Viking team is.
At home again next week to start the conference season against Peru. Somebody has to pick this up. It goes to Jarrell. Davis up the middle, and he's going to be hit. Goes down at the 37, and that's it for a half dominated by the Tabor Blue Jays. And they go off the field, and they are fired up as they lead it 24-7 here at Greg Mitchell Field. It's halftime on the Viking Sports Network.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine is Mid-Missouri's leader in orthopedic physical.
Do you just want a 30-second break on this?
No, I'll take a minute here,
okay,
and then I'll probably get to my interview.
Got it. No problem.
Innovations with improved healing.